My name is Miranda Bond. I'm the CEO of M Digital. M Digital is a boutique digital marketing agency based in Sydney, Australia. I noticed that from the Apple iOS 14 changes, my results in Facebook towards the tail end of 21 started to be really impacted. I was noticing that Facebook conversions were being underreported. I noticed that my cost per acquisition was going up. I noticed that my retargeting results were going down. My data started to be less accurate. And as a digital marketer, that is a nightmare. We're an agency that prides itself on our results for our clients, and we were starting to get really impacted and I get a bit fed up with the whole Facebook and Apple changes. So I started to look at what alternatives and tools and techniques were out there for me to start making a change. I researched artificial intelligence platforms and I came across Trapica. I did look at a few others. I'm finding at the moment that the best platforms tend to be coming out of the United States right now. And after a bit of kind of analysis of the different platforms available, I decided on Trapica. I've been using Trapica for nearly 5 months now, and I highly recommend it. The sorts of impacts and differences that I've noticed, I would say probably the most impressive is the changes that I've been getting on my retargeting. Obviously, for Facebook now, Facebook can't see half of my audience anymore. So my retargeting results have been severely impacted until I started to use Trapica on those retargeting campaigns. And I'm going to share with you in a moment the difference in the results that I've been getting. It's quite phenomenal. What I've also noticed since using Trapica is my cost per acquisition, my cost per conversion has gone down significantly. And I'm able to get faster results because Trapica now, especially as I've been using it for a little while, has started to really get to know my customers. And so I've been finding that the longer I've gone on, the better my results. Now, that's not to say that there hasn't been some learnings for me along the way. One thing that I would say is I found the customer support from Trapica to be amazing. They've really helped and supported me through this learning process. Just to share with you a couple of the kind of tips and techniques I've learned with using Trapica. One of which is don't expect Trapica to give you instantaneous results when you're putting in hugely broad audiences. Of course, because it is an AI platform, it will learn over time. But where I found I'm getting the best results is when I'm still using a certain amount of specificity and detail within my different ad sets and my audience groups. So my advice would be don't just simply leave a really massive, huge, broad audience, still be relatively targeted within those audience groups. The other thing that I've learned where I definitely would recommend people go is to not just use one audience or one ad set within a campaign. One of the things I found with Trapica is it does work better if you've got 3 or 4 different ad sets and audience groups within a campaign. It just seems to give better results. Well, I can definitely tell you that over 5 months of using Trapica, I'm very happy with the results. It's certainly saving me a lot of money. I would say on average 30% in terms of my costs and my results. And I'll show you a few details now. So I mentioned that I have been getting incredible results on my retargeting, and I just want to give you a demo here to show you the sort of difference in the results that I'm getting. So this is a Facebook dynamic retargeting campaign. I've left it running for the month because I actually wanted to just see if there was any chance that it would pick up over the month, which it categorically has not done. Now, this is just your standard standard dynamic catalog retargeting campaign. And what I did was I've put a like for like campaign above it with Trapica here. Now you can see that they've spent almost the exact same amount over the same period, but just look at the difference in results there. With the Trapica campaign, I've got 101 purchases versus 20 purchases in the non-Trapica campaign, and the cost per purchase there with Trapica is 24 versus, no one would keep a campaign where it's costing you $100 for a retarget purchase. So that just highlights to you the difference that you can get using Trapica to do your retargeting. And these are like for like campaigns. This Trapica retargeting is a dynamic catalog campaign as well. So you can really see the difference there. Another reason why I would highly recommend using Trapica is Facebook has just made another change, which is again going to really impact digital marketers. I'm talking now in Feb 22, and Facebook is now making changes to different audiences. What it's doing is it's removing many of our detailed audience groups that we want to target, and that's going to have another impact on digital marketers. Now, I have to say, if I wasn't using Trapica, I would be really concerned about the latest round of changes. So for me, that's just yet another reason to use an AI platform, and Trapica is definitely one that I highly recommend. So